Brothers and sisters, I greet you a joyous Christmas, and what a joy that I have a chance to be with you this morning on one of the special Christmas Sundays that we have. Allow me to extend warm greetings and Merry Christmas as well from the BSOP family.
我哋一起嘅嗰陣祝願聖誕快樂多謝這個微信這個表示。
Last Friday was the Christmas party of the school with our faculty, our staff, and our students.
呢個禮拜個微信嗰啲嚟慶祝聖誕。
We are very thankful, and everyone was in a happy mood.
大家人攞真意咯。
Except there's one thing that kind of unfortunately happened.
就是有這樣代志可惜發生。
The lechon did not come until the end of the meal.
食了嘅時陣，煙蒂真大啦。
Because of the traffic condition, on a Friday afternoon and Friday, the rush hour and payday weekend, the lechon just didn't make it on time.
所以擺落底下咧缺車，所以這個煙蒂所無底下照時安尼大啦。
My wife reminded me it is a blessing from the Lord.
就是喂，謝主真歡喜，所以講這個是其實是對你好。
So I was able to only eat just a little bit. I was able to get a few towards the end. I didn't eat as much.
佢哋我安尼大啦，所以我食一時啊。
And in many ways, God is good, and His blessing, I pray, is with us even as we celebrate Christmas together.
上帝真好就是底下真正安排咱每一位，咱我人底下來好好得到喜樂，而且聖誕節。
As we come to God's Word, would you join me? Let's ask the Holy Spirit to be our teacher, to be our guide as we come to His Word. Lord, let the words of my mouth, Lord, let the meditation of our hearts, may it be pleasing in your sight. Would you speak now, Lord, for we, your people, are listening. All these we ask in Jesus' name. Amen. There is a famous counselor in America named Ann Landers. She is known for her Dear Ann column that is found in practically all newspapers in the United States.
就是在美國嘅在報章攏有這個有寫作這個親愛案。
They would write her and she would give them advice and counsel through all of life's problems.
所以真多人就問伊生活嘅問題，伊就底下來幫助你。
In an interview, Ann Landers was asked an interesting question.
有人訪問伊嘅時陣問伊這個問題。
He said, with all the letters that she receives from people burdened with problems, is there one that stands out the most?
有多人來問你生活嘅問題，有這個問題最重要嘅。
Ann Landers replied that on an average, she receives 10,000 letters each month.
這個安蘭德是伊就底下回應，說講一個日伊收了1萬個批。
But there is one problem that is above all others. It's the question, the problem that most people ask her about.
總是有一個人最大嘅問題，就是人最常問嘅。
And it is the problem of fear.
就是這個驚嚇嘅問題。
Of all the questions, of all the issues people ask her for advice, is on how to deal with fear.
就是人問伊愛底下受輔導，就是人會驚嚇。
You see, people are afraid.
人就是驚嚇。
They are afraid of losing their health.
為咗伊嘅健康來驚嚇。
Others are fearful of losing their wealth.
有人驚說講有錢，伊嘅錢會去了去。
Most of us are fearful of losing our loved ones.
真多人咱攏驚說講咱所親疼嘅，咱嘅親友咱底下失去。
If we are honest, we have to admit that in one form or another, all of us are afraid.
咱逐个人若诚实知，说讲咱每一个人伫心内咱有惊吓。
We are all looking for relief and solution for our fears.
咱就是伫遐找一个咱惊吓的一个答案。
You know, this year we experienced lots of earthquakes.
今年咱有伫遐菲律宾经历了真多的地震。
And we also experience typhoons, but those are already regulars by now.
今年也是真多的风台。
But many of us, so because of these, many of us live on what is called a heightened sense of fear.
为着这灾的发生的时阵，咱有时阵时常心里一款惊吓。
Many of us look back and we made foolish decisions and bad choices, and we're fearful of what impact that will make in our life.
有时阵咱看咱家己的生命、过去的生命，咱所做的决定是唔对的，所以咱真惊说讲咱伫将来要伫遐高效。
Many of us look forward to the new year with fear because we wonder what the future may bring.
当咱面对一个新年的时阵，咱也是带着惊吓，因为咱唔知说讲新年要带着什么问题。
So to all our fears, does God have a solution? Does God have an answer?
就是咱每一个人的惊吓，咱来问一个问题：到底上帝有答案啊无？
And the answer is yes.
迄个答案是有上帝伫遐。
And interestingly, the answer is found in our scripture this morning in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 6 and 7.
所以当咱面对着咱惊吓的时阵，咱来明白说讲上帝的答案，互咱就是伫以赛亚第9章第6节到第7节。
Interesting, the answer to our fear is found in those first few words in Isaiah 9, where the prophet said, "For to us a child is born."
就是第6节因为有一个婴孩要为咱来生。
I mean, that's an interesting answer to our fear. A child will be born.
所以你想点是一个真正艰苦明白，就是咱惊吓的时阵，然后上帝的答案是说讲有一个婴孩为你来生。
Let me explain what that passage means to you.
所以咱来明白到底是这圣经这是什么意思呢？
First of all, let me give you the background of Isaiah chapter 9.
所以咱来明白这个以赛亚书伊的来源。
In chapter 8, the chapter before chapter 9 of Isaiah, God warned his people Israel that there's an invading force coming from the north called the Assyrians.
以赛亚第8章的时阵，上帝就伫遐，佫一摆来控告跩以色列人，说讲有一个国家就是亚述的国家，要对北边来攻你。
Now, if you study ancient history, you would know that the Assyrians are the most brutal nation in the ancient world.
你若伫遐读历史的时阵，你就会明白这个亚述国，伊就是真正残忍。
When they attack a country, they will brutally kill and torture people.
当伊若攻一个国家的时阵，伊就伫遐真残忍的将跩人来受害。
I think we can compare them to the ISIS of today.
所以咱有可能想象的时阵，就是所以亚述国人伊就是甲咱现代的这个 ISIS 相像。
You know, when people hear that ISIS is coming, they are so afraid.
所以当时即摆咱来听讲 ISIS 要伫遐来攻你的时阵，你就惊吓咯。
You don't try to defend yourself. You run as fast as you can.
所以当你知 ISIS 要到的时阵，临到的时阵，你无伫遐来对，乃是你伫遐就逃避咯。
That's the same with the Assyrians.
亚述国也是相像。
They are Israel's worst nightmare coming true.
就是这个以色列最大惊吓的代志要伫遐来发生。
And they're coming very soon.
然后亚述的攻击得要到。
So what is God's answer to Israel's fear?
所以上帝怎样回应以 以色列这个惊吓呢，
Did God send a charismatic general?
上帝有伫遐来采拜这个真老派的总司令人，
Did God give them a secret weapon?
有上帝有互伊这个特别的武器嘛？
An ingenious strategy on how to defeat the Assyrians?
有这个方法，有可能伫遐来赢过亚述的军队吗？
The answer is Isaiah 9 verse 6.
上帝互伊的答案就是以赛亚第9章第6节，
For to us a child is born.
就是这个婴孩要为恁来生。
Now, stick with me this picture. Israel is told that Assyrians are coming. What did God tell us? What should we do?
所以亚述国军队要来攻击因哦，上帝叫咱着怎样呢？
Oh, God said He's going to send us a child.
上帝答案说讲，伊要互咱这个婴孩。
What? That doesn't make sense.
这个哪有咱回应说讲，这个哪有意思？
We're being invaded by this brutal country, and God's going to give us a baby?
有一个真强国的国家要伫遐来攻咱这上帝互咱的答案是这个婴孩。
It doesn't make sense unless you understand what God is going to do.
所以咱爱伫遐来明白讲，到底上帝要做啥物呢？
We need to understand three things about this birth.
所以咱爱明白关于这个婴孩有三项重要的物件。
We need to understand the plan, the person, and the promise.
所以咱就知影讲上帝伊的计划，上帝互咱的这个人叫上帝互咱的这个应允。
It is only when you understand this behind the coming of God's Son Jesus Christ, that is the answer to our greatest fears.
所以你当会明白上帝意思的时阵，伊的计划的时阵，你才会有这个答案，互咱的惊吓。
Let's look at each one of them briefly.
咱紧来甲你明白。
Let's start by studying about God's plan.
咱来明白上帝伊的计划。
Remember, God's plan was not given to a problem-free, everything's all right environment.
所以咱来明白说讲上帝互咱的这个计划，不是这个平安无代志的情况内面。
It was given in the face of imminent danger and catastrophe.
总是上帝的计划是伫遐来修饰，互咱知影的时阵，是伫这个混乱，这个咧伫遐大败的情况。
The answer, God's plan is to give us a child.
上帝的计划就是要修饰咱这个婴孩。
It is about a birth.
这个是关于为咱来生。
In the ancient time, the birth of a child is seen as a sign of good fortune.
伫古早时的时阵，这个婴孩是生出来的时阵，这个就是这个好的印象。
It is a sign of great hope.
这个有互咱这个新的盼望。
It is like God saying, whatever you're facing right now, it's not the end.
就是你所拄着的问题，这个的结局不是灭亡，
There's more to come.
因为有代志要伫遐来发生。
Now, think about it. If it's going to be the end of the world tomorrow, why will there be a child that will be born? It doesn't make sense.
所以咱家己想说讲，世界若要灭亡的时阵，明仔就要灭亡，为什么为咱生一个婴孩有可能帮助咱呢？
But because God said, I'm going to give you a child, means what? There's more to come.
所以当上帝甲咱讲一个婴孩要伫遐为咱来生，就是意思咱有一个将来明仔日毋是伫遐灭亡的日子。
God is saying, I have more and better things planned out for you.
就是主耶稣咧甲人讲，咱有将来，这个将来，因为我对有带计划。
God is saying, I'm not through yet with humanity and the world.
上帝咧甲人讲说讲，这个人类，我毋是已经将这个要结束去。
When confronted with our greatest fear, with a sense that it's all over right now, remember God's plan.
所以咱伫遐惊遐时阵，你爱明白说讲，逐项毋是无盼望， 乃是上帝伊有一个计划互咱的将来。
Through the gift of His Son, God is telling you and me, I've only just begun.
就是上帝要互咱伊的独生囝的时阵，上帝咧讲就是我只后才咧开始啦。
It's not the end. You may feel it's the end of whatever, but God said, I have more things that I want to do.
总是你感觉有可能，你感觉说讲就已经大爱了，就伫遐结束了，总是上帝才后咧开始啦。
Now, much of this hope lies in the identity of this child.
所以咱若是就表示讲，这个为咱生的这个婴孩，伊到底是一罪呢？
For that, we need to turn to an earlier passage, a passage that you have already studied in chapter 7, verse 14.
就是咱会明白，这个婴孩是一罪呢，就是咱如果发到到以赛亚第7章所写的。
We are told, therefore, that the Lord Himself will give you a sign. The virgin will be with child and will give birth to a son, and you will call him Emmanuel, which means God with us.
所以伫以赛亚第7章14节的时阵，上帝应允就是说讲，上帝要互你一个印象，就是一个处女要伫遐来生了一个囝，伊的名是名叫以马内利。
The reason you and I can have hope, the reason you and I can be sure it's not the end, is because God is going to be with us.
就是咱要知影有盼望呢，咱的有盼望是在于，因为上帝要甲咱同在。
You know, if God is with us, guess what? Will you? Is it something that is hopeful for you, or is it something that is devastating? If God is with us, then we can be full of hope.
所以你想想说讲，上帝若甲你讲，我要甲你同在，你会伫遐欢喜吗？你有伫盼望吗？还是你感觉讲上帝甲你同在，你就伫遐会灭亡？
It comes to a surprise to many people when they hear me say that one of my highlights, my high points in high school, is when I failed geometry.
有真侪人伊袂明白说讲，我若咧做见证的时阵是说讲，我伫认为读中学的时阵，做咧高峰的一个坎站就是我伫遐几何袂成。
It doesn't mean I'm happy that I failed, but it was a highlight. It was memorable that I failed geometry, and I'll tell you why.
总之，是说讲我欢喜我伫遐几何有袂成，乃是我要伫遐来分享互你说讲为什么这个是我的高峰。
In March of 1981, I got the report card, my final report card before vacation, and opened it and saw a single bright red grade of 74 next to geometry.
所以1982年3月时，1982年的时阵3月时阵，收到我的分数单，开开的时看到有一个74分伫我的记号。
Bright red color, 74.
因为迄个就是只有红的，只有一个红的，就是这个记号。
I was devastated.
我真失望。
I thought, how could my teacher be so cruel?
我就是讲我先生，为什么遐尔残忍呢？
I felt it's the end of the world.
我感觉世界要灭亡了。
What that simply means, I don't know if they still have it today. You have to go to summer school, right?
因为迄个意思就是说讲我就去补习。
But that means I cannot go on vacation.
所以我无可能伫遐假期。
I cannot be with all my friends and have a good time.
我無可能講我朋友伫遐歡喜。
I remember going to church to my pastor and I was crying my eyes out to him.
我記你講，去找牧師嘅時陣，伫遐就好咯。
He patiently listened until I finished my lamentation.
伫遐來，靜靜聽我安尼好哀叫。
Then he put his hand around my shoulder and said, "Don't worry."
伊就話我就說你無需要掛慮。
I'll be here with you through the summer. What that means is because our school is next to the church is next to school, so after school I can always go see him and we can hang out together. Now you can't imagine how those words changed my summer. It changed my life. First of all, I'm happy to report that I got the highest grade I ever had in high school during that summer. I have a grade of 98 in geometry. Of course, it's summer school, but still, how many of you got 98 in your report card? But second and more importantly, it convinced me of something that I call the power of being there. How just by being there for a family member, a friend, a neighbor when they are struggling, how that could make a big difference. You see, I was given hope. I knew I wasn't alone. Someone was there with me. Someone's there for me. Brothers and sisters, that's a message. That's what Christmas, one of the message of Christmas is all about. Through His Son, God is saying, I'm with you. God is saying, I'm for you. That makes all the difference. That's the plan of God. By the way, that plan is also a gift from God. To you, a son is given. What does that remind you of? It should remind us of John 3:16. For God so loved the world that He gave His only Son. God's Son was given and was meant to be received. Though the nation Israel rejected the Son, God's offers still stand today. It is a gift meant to be received so that our life may be transformed. Have you received this gift? Have you accepted this plan of God in your life? Secondly, the second aspect of God's solution to our fears has to do with the person, the person, this child that will be born, who he is. It is so important for us to understand that God wants to introduce us to someone who can do something about our fears. In the latter half of Isaiah 9 verse 6, we become acquainted with this child who will be born.
这个为咱生的婴孩，伊是一罪呢。
What follows are 4 titles concerning this child that will be born.
只要有伊会伫遐来个形容这个囝所要赐予咱的
Now
囝。
these titles are not just more of a position as it is about the character of this child.
伊形容的时阵是形容囝所受赐予咱的伊的质。
Who is this child?
这个婴孩是一罪呢。
If you ever wonder what Jesus is like, all you need to do is think about these 4 titles of Jesus.
恁伫遐说讲主耶稣到底是一罪呢？你就是看这个死的形容
If
书。
you ever wonder what difference Jesus can make in your life, think about these 4 titles.
你若要想讲主耶稣怎样有可能转变你的生命？你伫遐来思想这个死的事。
The first title is that he is Wonderful Counselor.
头一个就是伊是奇妙的技术。
This title tells us that Jesus is someone with extraordinary wisdom and understanding.
这个意思就是说讲主耶稣基督伊有真深的智慧，明白一切。
In Hebrew, the word wonderful counselor can also be translated as someone who plans wondrous things.
这个伫希伯来文后，我人讲是说讲，就是这个人伊会晓伫遐来计真正奇妙。
It emphasizes that Jesus will be most effective in planning.
这个意思就是说讲，主耶稣会晓伫遐来计代志。
He can formulate a plan of action for whatever it is that you are concerned about.
就是你拄着一寡问题的时阵，伊较有一个路通互你出路通互你行。
You know what that means? It means Jesus got it all figured out.
这个意思就是说讲，主耶稣已经想了了，想无说了。
It means whatever it is that troubles you,
就是无论你所拄着的什么问题，
whatever it is that confuses you,
你伫混乱的思想的时阵，
whatever it is that rattles you, that causes you to be afraid,
就是你什么互你着惊，互你惊吓。
Jesus got it all figured out. He has the answer, the solution.
这个意思就是主耶稣已经想透了，伊知影你着行的路。
He knows how best to deal with it.
主耶稣有一个答案，
Because he is, after all, wonderful counselor.
因为伊是奇妙的技术。
Second title, he is mighty God.
第二就是伊是全能的上帝。
This reveals that Jesus not only is wise, but he is also able.
主耶稣唔单单是有智慧，乃是重要，伊有权能。
Now we know so many people who are wise, but who are not able to carry things out.
有一寡人伊就真聪明，总是伊无一个能力通该做出来。
There are others who have the ability, but they lack the wisdom.
有人伊有能力，总是问题就是伊无一个智慧。
But Jesus has both wisdom and ability.
总是主耶稣伊有一个智慧，伊也是有一个能力。
In Hebrew, the title mighty God can be translated in battle, godlike.
这个意思全能的上帝，迄个就是说讲伊伫征赛的时阵，伊是可能伊是上帝。
Now, how would you like to fight for someone who is godlike in battle?
当你伫遐咧甲人战争的时阵，你爱做一个亲像上帝的君王嘛？
Listen to what Bible scholar says what this title means.
有真侪解经家、神学家，伊就伫遐安尼解释。
They said mighty God refers to possessing the capacity for carrying out to the full all that his brilliant plan calls for.
这个全能的上帝就是伊的意思，就是说讲伊所计划的，伊有可能伫遐有一个能力来实行出来。
Because Jesus has nothing less than the full omnipotence of God at his command.
因为主耶稣有上帝的全权能伫伊的手里。
What Jesus devised, Jesus is able to achieve.
主耶稣所想象的，伊的确有法通伫遐来行出来。
For He Himself is God.
因为主耶稣就是上帝。
That's what mighty God means.
这个就是全能的上帝的意思。
The third title is my favorite.
第三个这个就是我最喜爱。
He is everlasting Father.
伊就是永在的天父。
This title doesn't refer much to His wisdom.
这个无伫咧永生的父，无伫咧讲伊智慧。
It doesn't refer to His strength or ability.
无伫遐来讲伊的能力。
This title refers to His heart.
这个是咧讲主耶稣的心。
In Hebrew, everlasting Father is best translated Father forever.
这个永生的上帝就是伊永远是咱的老爸。
This title means continuing to exhibit fatherly characteristic, not just now, but for all time.
伊这个意思就是主耶稣对待咱每一个就是永远伫遐咧款待咱每一位，亲像一个老爸咧款待咱。
It is referring to Jesus' fatherly qualities as someone who is concerned in caring for the welfare of his children.
就是主耶稣就是看咱每一位，就是伊的儿女，逐摆拢伫遐顾念到咱每一个人的需要。
This is seen in scriptures like Psalm 103 verse 13.
这个就是亲像诗篇103篇所讲的。
The verse says, as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him.
亲像一个老爸怎样伫遐顾到伊每一个儿女，咱的上帝咱的主耶稣就是伫遐请咱每一个伊伫遐惊伊的人。
That describes Jesus Christ now and forever.
这个就意思伫遐来形容主耶稣，伊若你是安尼，永远也是安尼。
Finally, the last title is that he is the Prince of Peace.
最后形容的就是伊是和平的君。
This describes Jesus as the provider, the preserver, the protector of Shalom.
就是这个意思是主耶稣要伫遐互咱这个 Shalom。伫遐有法通甲伊坚持落去。
The word shalom in Hebrew is translated peace in English.
这个shalom 这个是翻译出来英文是叫做和平。
Now, for many of us, peace means you feel good.
咱就是就讲和平是说讲咱感觉真平安。
Things are going well.
是说讲逐项物件拢顺利。
But the word shalom in Hebrew is richer and by far more comprehensive than the way we translate it in English.
总是希伯来文这个 shalom 是更较深、更较有意义的。
You see, shalom in Hebrew refers to abundance, prosperity in all aspects of life.
就是这个希伯来 shalom 的意思是说讲咱伫逐项生命、逐项每一项物件拢有真丰盛。
It refers to physical peace.
就是咱伫肉体顶、伫物质顶，咱有平安。
Emotional,
咱的心灵内面
mental,
咱的思想、
social,
咱伫社交，
and most important, spiritual peace
就
with
是
God.
咱的属灵，咱甲上帝的关系。
That's the peace that Jesus wants to bring to each one of us.
就是即个逐项代志拢真丰盛，这个就是即款主耶稣所要带互咱的即款的和平。
And it is because our sins are forgiven.
就是因为咱的罪已经受赦免了，
And we are accepted before God and we belong to His family.
就是上帝伫遐来接纳咱，甚至称呼咱做伊的儿女。
And until we have that peace, it is when we have that peace that we experience shalom.
就 就是咱有法人得到这个得到会表达这物件，得到这物件，咱才有这个shalom。
That's what Jesus offers to all those who seek Him and all those who want to exchange their fears with His peace.
所以主耶稣就临到的时阵，要将咱的这个惊吓，甲换做这个和平。
Located 13,000 feet up on the summit of the Uspallata Pass in the Andes Mountain is a statue of Jesus.
就是伫这个南美洲伫这个安德斯山13千尺13千尺有一个塑像。
It is a statue of Jesus found in this mountaintop which borders Chile and Argentina.
这个塑像就是这个主耶稣的形，伊是伫这个阿根廷标这个地理的国家的交界。
It is called Christ of the Andes.
这个塑像伊是称呼做安第斯的主耶稣。
You may wonder, why is there a statue of Jesus way up there? Again, it's 13,000 feet up. I mean, most tourists don't go all the way up, but there it is. There's the statue of Jesus there.
所以你到这个所在，你就奇怪说，为什么敢若刻这个塑像主耶稣伫遐？为什么有这个物件？
By the way, it's about 26 feet high, so it's more than life. It's definitely more than life size, and it serves as the boundary between these two countries.
所以这个塑像是26尺的高。
And you have to understand, for many years in that particular area, battles have been fought by these two countries.
所以伊会明白说讲，真侪年、真几百年的历史，这个阿根廷甲这个隔壁的国家就逐摆伫遐来战争哦。
Finally, a peace treaty was signed in 1903.
总是1903年的时阵，因就入了一款平安的条约。
And as a sign of goodwill, the statue of Jesus Christ was made.
因伫签这个条约的时阵，就是伫遐说讲，阮结合伫遐来安尼做，所以是建立了这个塑像。
It is a bronze statue made from the very cannons that strike fear, that is used against each other.
这个就是当所创造出来，甚至伊就推翻当时伫遐战争在跑，就甲用了的时阵，就创了这个塑像。
And they placed this statue right there in the border.
就伊将这个塑像正正摕咧伫因两个国家的交界。
If you look under that statue, there is a kind of plaque that is engraved these words.
当你看这个塑像的时阵，遐有写了一几字。
Let me read for you first in Spanish, and then we'll translate it. The word says, "Se desplomarán primero estas montañas ante que chilenos y argentinos rompan la paz jurada al pie del Christos Redentor." Translated in English, it says, "Sooner shall these mountains crumble into dust than for Chileans and Argentines to break the peace sworn at the feet of Christ the Redeemer."
这个意思就是说讲，原在安第斯的山做这个永远的见证，就是说讲这个阿根廷国甲这个隔壁的国永远无要伫遐拍破阮所受的原则，主耶稣的脚内面就是这个阮所创的这个平安的条约。
They made a promise to be at peace. They made a promise to Jesus Christ, the Savior, that they will be at peace with each other.
因主耶稣伫遐做这个愿所以讲因无要搁伫遐来战争，要伫遐和平。
And they will be true. They will, as Jesus Christ is their help and their witness, they will maintain that peace.
主耶稣就是伊的见证，所以因要伫遐和平。
Today it stands as a reminder for the Chileans and the Argentines and everyone in the world that Christ can bring real peace between men.
所以今仔日这个两个国家饭店国教这个美国因做这个见证，即讲主耶稣就是咱和平的君王。
And not only peace with each other, but more importantly, peace with God.
唔但係人與人嘅和平，乃是咱甲上帝嘅在和睦。
Do you have this peace today?
你有這個和平嗎？
So far, we learned about God's plan for us.
咱看到上帝嘅計劃，互咱每一位。
God's not finished with us yet.
上帝還未了呢，
There's still more that He wants to do.
也要做，佫較做，
It's not the end yet.
也講是結局。
We learn about the person that God sent us.
咱一邊白上帝所予咱嘅囝，
But there's still one more aspect,
也佫有一項物件，
the promise of God.
這個就是上帝對咱嘅應允。
Without this promise, it will leave us discouraged, disillusioned, and even be in despair.
就是若無這個應允，咱會佇遐來失望。
Let's look at verse 7 quickly.
咱來緊緊看這個第7節。
It goes on to say, of the increase of his government, this child, the increase of his government and peace, there will be no end. He will reign on David's throne and over his kingdom, establishing and upholding it with justice and righteousness from that time on and forever.
你講到主耶穌，就是說講伊嘅掌權甲平安，結合佇遐加天，伊要坐佇大衛嘅寶座頂，佇伊嘅國。
Okay. Yeah, here's the thing. Isaiah said this child will be born and things will be all right.
以賽亞說講，這個嬰孩要為咱生，各項代志攏會好勢。
Let me ask you this. Is there peace? Is there righteousness? Is there justice right now?
總是咱問咱家己，到底有平安嗎？到底有公平嗎？到底有公義嗎？
Some people say, wait a minute, Jesus was born, 2,000 years ago? What peace? What justice? What righteousness?
咱說講主耶穌為咱生了2000年了，到我今仔日也無平安，也無公平，也無公義。
You might think that this is, this didn't happen. So God basically, didn't fulfill what He said will happen.
你就說講，都無發生，上帝都無照伊嘅應允來做。
Unless it's still yet to come.
就是總是咱來明白是說講，上帝嘅應允嘅時間也未臨到。
Meaning, verse 6 was fulfilled at the first coming of Jesus. This verse 7, is still yet to come.
第6節已經應驗，佇主耶穌生出來時陣，總是第7節也還沒來。
I got good news for you.
我有一個好嘅消息給你。
Christmas is not yet over.
就是聖誕也未完全完成。
Meaning, you know what? We celebrate Christmas 25th, and then after that Christmas day, it's over, right?
咱12月5日慶祝聖誕了，慶祝聖誕就了了嘛。
From a calendar point of view, yes, Christmas is over. That after December 25th.
咱來看哪日就是5日了就了了。
But in God's plan, it is still to be fulfilled, completed at the second coming of Jesus.
總是照着上帝點睛，伊嘅應允也要佇遐完成第7節，要佇遐完成，當主耶穌伊都復活倒來。
Jesus will come back and He will set His reign over mankind.
主耶穌復活來時陣，伊就要做咱嘅王。
And when that day comes, there will be peace and righteousness and justice.
當伊嘅點睛到嘅時陣，就和平，就公平，就公義。
Have you ever wondered why things are so messed up in this world?
你捌想到說講，這個世界為什麼很混亂呢？
There's so much pain and suffering and heartaches and wickedness.
真濟人攏佇遐來受苦，真濟惡毒嘅物件。
Remember what the angel said? Peace on earth, goodwill towards men.
天使就講伫遐帶着平安對人對世人會好。
I don't know about you, it sounds like a cruel joke.
我唔知影你感覺上面可能這個是安尼騙你咧標照。
What peace, what goodwill between men?
咱看到和平一大咯。
Unless you see that God's answer is still to come.
就是你愛明白說講，上帝對咱的應允也還要來臨。
It's not finished yet.
上帝也未做工，也未做了。
God is still working things out.
上帝照完底下咧做伊咧做的代志。
And when Jesus comes, He will make all things right.
總是主耶穌來到的時陣，伊就會底下完成和大項好勢。
I love what the last statement of verse 7 says.
第7節最後安尼寫著講。
Isaiah said, "The zeal of the Lord Almighty will accomplish this."
伊安尼寫著講，萬軍的耶和華會心急甲成就這個事。
You know what? Can I translate that? Can I give my paraphrase to this statement?
這個意思是安尼，
You can count on it.
就是說講，你有法人佇遐甲相信這點。
God said this, and God will make sure this happens.
上帝講這個物件，應允伊的確會發生。
Will you trust His promise?
你要佇遐來信靠伊的應允嗎？
Would you look forward to this day when His kingdom will come and His will be done in our midst?
就是咱佇遐來有一款的盼望，說講上帝應允要佇遐完成。
What is God's answer to our fears?
上帝伊的回應，伊的答案，講咱的驚嚇是什麼呢？
He is sending us a child. That's His plan.
伊就予咱這個嬰孩。
He's not done yet. God is still at work.
上帝照完伫咧做耶穌工。
Don't give up.
咱無要佇遐放
Don't
棄。
think that it's over.
你茫想說講已經過了咯。
God has a plan.
上帝有一個計劃。
Secondly, that plan is because there's a person involved.
就是伫這個計劃內面最重要就是有這個人。
He's a wonderful person if you don't know Him yet.
伊是真奇妙的主耶穌。
I hope you know this person. I hope this person is part of your life.
我希望主耶穌就是你生命的這個。
And thirdly, God made a promise.
上帝有這個應允。
Now it doesn't look like it doesn't look like things are making any difference, but God made a promise and He will keep it.
上帝有一款應允，無論你感覺講這個情形，這個可能講無佇遐實現出來。
Have you received the plan?
你有佇遐接受這個計劃嗎？
Will you trust this person?
你要佇遐來信靠主耶穌嗎？
Will you believe God's promise?
你要佇遐來信靠上帝予咱的應允嗎？
Then and only then can your fear find its answer in God.
就是你的驚要佇遐來得到答案。
Only then can you have joy, exceeding great joy in life.
你才可能得到這款的喜樂，
And you can receive God's peace for each one of us.
你才可能得到上帝所要予咱的這個平安。
Let us pray. Lord, each one of us have fears in our life. Fears of the past, fears of the present, fears of the future. Thank you, O God, that you know all of these well. Thank you, O God, that you have the answer to our fears. And not only do you have answers, but you want to guide us and help us through that which is fearful in our life. If only we will draw near you. If only if we receive your plan. If only if we know your person and we trust in your promise. Lord, this is what Christmas is to know you, to know of your plan, and to live each day of our life in faith in you. I pray for all of us here, truly this will be a joyous Christmas, is because we know all of this. And we boldly hopefully go to, not only at the end of this year, but even for the years to come with hope and confidence. And Lord, our joy is to share this with others so that they too can find answers to their fear. And Father in heaven, continue to grant us your peace as we live each day of our life until we see our Lord Jesus again. Oh, come, let us